What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld, and yes, you are correct. Another Madden patch has been released, but before you start being so negative about it, go ahead and like the video and get your positive vibes going, because once you like the video, you'll start to feel a little bit better. Mufaba. What is it? Mufaba? What is anger management? You guys write it in the chat. Is it Wusaba? Whatever. Calm yourselves down. It seems like EA might have actually done something correct. And this is something rare for me because over the last 4 years, it's been a real nightmare, right? I'm going to touch on a couple things that I want you guys to understand that are going on that may not affect what you're doing. There are a lot of franchise mode updates, but those are things that I will probably, if you go to my Twitter at GmiasWorld, I've already retweeted the full patch notes. You guys can go ahead and take care of it there. Right here, what we really focus on is MUT. So if you're here for Madden Ultimate Team, this is your perfect place to be. You are not going to want to be any place else other than right here for MUT. But other places for franchise, we don't really do that anymore. I did do franchise in the past, but that's a thing of the past. So one of the things I want to add to what they've done that's actually pretty huge is that they update playbooks now. So West Coast Playbook, if you guys have custom playbooks, they actually added some things into it. So that can kind of make you know, your whole scheme a little bit more dynamic if you do run custom playbooks and things like that. I just wanted to make sure you guys understood that. They've completely removed the scum kick. I've tested it out several times. It doesn't look like you're able to actually get it done. Even if like you get it like once or twice, it's not consistent. So for all the guys that are running the scum kick, they're going to have to find another way. Maybe they'll just like, you know what I'm saying, kick it right in the middle of the field low and just get it done like that so that way you can't return the kick for a touchdown. But the scum kick has been definitely isolated, okay? As far as everything else that goes with the gameplay itself, they've limited a lot of the things that the ball carriers can do. As far as like unnecessary movements and things like that, they've limited that. So as we talk about some of the things that are going on, we're going to do this turkey flyer challenge. So we just got to rush for 5 yards, well, rush for 1 yard, rush for 5 yards, whatever. And I'll continue to talk to you guys more about the patch. Now, I have played one game. If you guys want to see the first game since the patch, twitch.tv/GmiasWorld. I have the full live broadcast for you. Okay, I played it live on stream. It was about 387 of you guys in there. If you were in the Twitch stream, write Twitch in the comment section right here so I can know you show me double love. I appreciate the love and the support, guys. But I played my first game. What I will tell you is this. I noticed that the aggressive catch has been enhanced, even though they didn't say it in the patch notes. Okay, 335 odd. I haven't played against it yet, but the feedback that I've been getting right now is that it's not as glitchy because the contains don't do what they did prior to the patch. So I think that's going to limit the way that people run that. More than likely, people are going to start running more nickel normal. Now, the nickel over G, that may still be an issue. Just so you guys know, it is definitely an issue. If you guys need me to give you some kind of information about, you know, being able to stop it, I probably could get something out to you soon to help you guys with it, but it's not really that big of a deal. Well, it is a big deal because like when I didn't know what was going on, it was tormenting my flesh. But yeah, once I figured out exactly what was happening, you know, you kind of get the idea of what you should do. I will tell you this also, the O-line, they are the most intelligent that I've ever seen. My 4-3 over blitz, it wasn't as consistent in my first game that I played, so I'm going to have to figure out, I'm going to have to go to the lab and see what I'm doing wrong. Maybe my angles are off, whatever, because it looks like they made the O-line a little bit more responsive to what you're actually doing defensively. Okay, so that might mean if you are playing salary cap, that now you can start taking away from your O-lineman. It doesn't matter like it did earlier in the year, based on my first game. Now, it could change, and I will let you guys know as I usually do, and I'll update you going forward. But O-line right now, your O-line, if your O-line is sick, it looks like they're even more enhanced. But I think you could kind of downgrade it in salary cap and get away with it now based on what I've seen in the earlier game footage. Okay, so that's something that I noticed as well. What else did I want to touch on? Okay, squads. You can now do duo and squads. That I like because the 3-person thing, you know, like, bruh, you know, the third guy was usually an idiot. Now when it's just 2 of you, it kind of makes it easier to get some of your objectives, you know, your objectives done that have to do with squads, because every one of us at least has one player that we could probably do something with that'll work out. So it is what it is as far as that goes. And, you know, pretty much the scum kick, 335 odd being patched, and more responsiveness with the ball carrier, you know, which means that you're going to have the opportunity to not do all the extra, you know, excessive moves where it's like a hop step. I did try it out. It did appear to be limited. with the way that the ball carrier moves. I will tell you this, though. As far as the gameplay itself, it seems like they actually upgraded it and made it better. Will idiots still get lucky against you in games online? Yes. But sometimes we are also the idiots. Sometimes I get lucky too. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I don't consistently get lucky. But you can still get away with doing blind Stevie reads, because the gentleman that I played for my first game back, he actually did that, and he was very successful with it. As far as the hot hands chem and being able to intercept the ball, I'm going to need a little bit more time with that to be able to get back to you guys to let you know if that was addressed. I did not read any of that in the patch notes, so if any of you guys saw any of the information about that, please let me know. But I didn't see anything about them actually fixing the interception issues, so that's something that we might have to look into, guys, just to be, just to make sure you guys understand that we're trying to figure out everything that's going along with the patch. But overall, the gameplay appears to be very, very smooth, so I'm not going to knock that, okay? Because people have to understand, in order for you to have success with anything, you can't always just focus all and just go negative, negative, negative. It's good to point it out that there are things that aren't working, but we have to be a little bit more understanding of what's going on with the process, because this is all based on community feedback. If you read the beginning of the patch notes, it's all based on community feedback. There are a lot of people that have no idea what they're doing that's given feedback. So you have to keep that in mind as well. It's not only the developers. Yes, the developers have done things with the game that makes you say to yourself, what are you doing? But again, a lot of the things that go on with the patch notes, that's all based on a lot of different factors, and a lot of it has to do with the community. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that as we go forward with it. But as far as the smoothness of the game and everything like that, if you guys wanted the gameplay, I didn't record it to kind of edit it for you. I could get a game in and give you guys some more live gameplays if that's what you're looking for. But like I said, it's highly recommended that you just go and watch the past broadcast, twitch.tv/GmiasWorld, and you can see everything that I'm doing. You can kind of understand why I'm doing certain things and get more of an understanding of why you should focus on, newer things after the patch, because a lot of things have actually changed. Okay, so our turkey tosses are done. We only have 2 more days of it for you to get the turkey flyers, so make sure you guys are doing that. As far as the training camp goes, this is another thing that I would recommend that you guys do. You will notice, like in these games, right, you see like how it's all pro? All pro, the difficulty setting, that is a very, very good assessment to try to use as far as to understand what's going on with the patch. But just remember, if it's not competitive mode, a lot of the things like the broken tackles and stuff like that, that won't happen in competitive mode. You see what I'm saying? Like the mode just turns the sliders up. The difficulty is a difficulty. Like all pro, they're going to play like all pro. But the difficulty itself, when you're in competitive, that mode is going to make them play entirely different. All right? So if you're labbing things in these solos, I would recommend doing it in solo battles. You know what I'm saying? Because you go ultimate with solo battles, and then you see what you get away with that. If you get away with a lot of things in solo battles, you will absolutely get away with those same things inside of an actual game, because the computer cheats uncontrollably with solo battles. So just keep that kind of thing in mind. All right. Also note the contain. I don't want to say that it's a little watered down, but it's watered down. Like, bro, I don't really want to say nothing, but yeah, bro, it's watered down. Based on the first game that I played, I will absolutely say that they weren't doing a lot of the things that they usually do. Okay, so you guys are going to want to be careful with that. Especially if you guys are running odd and things like that, you're going to want to be careful. The zone coverages, okay, the cover 3 zones, I did notice that they played it a little bit better, okay, the crosser routes. So the updated AI is a little bit better with that. For some of you guys that also had issues with cover 4 and the palms and getting beat too frequently over the top, that also has been addressed. So if you want to go back to running cover 4, that's something that you can do. What I would recommend though is that you go into practice mode and you play against crossers and you use your defenses and stuff. You see the way my O-line is playing right now? I mean, my D-line is playing. You see how like they're not getting the pressure? Regardless of what the O-line is, that's what's going to happen. Okay, so this takes you back to the days when they first started salary cap and nobody would put anything into their O-line because everybody blocked the same. I think that we're more or less along those lines because this is actually, arcade mode on all pro and I can't get any pressure. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go to the lab and I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on as far as how this works. But it makes it so that you can't get the instant pressure, so it kind of gives your opponent a chance to make a read. You're gonna probably want to play a little bit more of base coverages. Okay, I would recommend that as a start to see exactly, where you are with it. For those of you guys that are wondering what's gonna be happening, because I'm gonna be spending my time figuring out how to get major heaters in. All right, that's pretty much what I'm gonna be doing right now. So you guys already know the deal. You know what I'm saying? And this is a great time to member up. In the description box below, you'll see inside that it says how to become a member. Whenever I live stream on YouTube, I'm gonna tell you this right now, you're gonna want to be a member. Trust me, bro, because with this new patch right now, we're gonna have some things on the horizon that's gonna be coming up very soon that you're gonna want to be a part of. So shout out to all of you guys that are already members. We're gonna continue to keep that going. I want you guys to understand also that just because this patch is out right now before Thanksgiving, that doesn't mean that they won't fine tune it. What does that mean? They may at some point after the holiday season add additional things to it. All right, they may do some things like add more things to a playbook. They may add more tuning to whatever, the spin move, jukes, things like that. Just keep in mind that it's an ongoing process. I got to get rid of this guy Gold. I got this guy Robbie Gold, bro. Like, this dude just sucks. I know I was off a little bit, but that was just crazy. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, it was just really, really bad. But yeah, they're going to continue to update a lot of the things that's going on. Also, keep in mind that you may play against someone that is not really blitzing you and getting instant pressure. And what that means is they've already found something that it kind of counteracts the patch. All right? Don't be alarmed about it, bro, because every time that they patch something in the past, other things happen that are pretty wild. All right? We're just trying to see right now if they actually patched it to the point where we're gonna have a little bit more of you see the way the contain just played? You saw the way LT stayed off to the side? That's what the contains do out of 335 now. So I just want to point that out to you. Pretty much what happens is this. Because I put him in a contain, he's just going to stand there. He's not even going to engage. That's the way that they limit the contains from even causing problems for like rushing forward. So you're going to see a lot of that going on. All right, just so that we're on the same page with it. You're going to make sure that when you contain, you're going to have to be very, very careful along the lines of how you contain. Because in my opinion, making the contain useless is what really patches 335 odd. For those of you guys that have gone up against it, you know what I'm talking about. But also, at the same time, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. It's going to keep the quarterback in the pocket. What was happening was you were getting a slight rush with the contain, and it was offsetting the guy, the looper, that was able to do what he was doing. Now, because you limit the contain, the looper can't do what he was doing because the linemen are, they're paying more attention to what's actually coming downhill. You see what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what I've noticed so far. So any blitzes that you guys may be experimenting with, you're going to want to focus on the fact that the contain is pretty much now non-existent. All right? Going forward, though, I'm pretty sure there are going to be other ways to get the pressure. Whether it's, whether we have to go to another formation, maybe nickel. Did he just fumble that? All right, so they put that back in the game. Well, that's good, though. I like that because guys were diving on me and not really fumbling in the past. So I kind of like that that's back. All right, so that's more or less an assessment of everything that's going on with the patch. So I want to know your initial reaction to the patch. Are you excited about the patch? Are you excited that, 335 odd is patched? What are you thinking about it? Leave it in the comment section. Let me know as soon as possible. And I'm going to see you guys and girls next time, man. One love, y'all.